Alright, boys and girls, and welcome to Chord Guitar. So, we are a fan here of Citizen Soldiers, none other than this cool group. And if you're a fan like I am, then check out my list here on Chord Guitar. We have several tutorials here on Citizen Soldiers songs here. And this one is a great one, Still Breathing. So we have this cool main melody here for this one, and a couple chords with some pretty easy standard strumming there. So that's what we're gonna cover on this one. So let's start right away. We need to set our capo here on the first fret to match up the sound. And we will first go over the chords. 4 chords. So let's start with the A. So that is open A, second D, second G, second B, and open E. Next chord will be E. So that is open E, second A, second D, first G, open B, and open E. Then we have 2 more chords here, B and C sharp minor. I'm gonna give you 2 variations of playing these 2 chords. So the first is B here. You need to put a bar on the second fret from the A string and down. And the rest will be 4th on D, 4th on G, and 4th on B. This one you can also play just like this. It's a easier version, and I prefer to play this one. Fits better for this song. It's more open and airy, you can say. So it's more about open strings down here in the end. So that will be 2nd on A, 4th on D, 4th on G, then open B and open E. Alright, so you can choose to play that or the standard B. It's your choice. I prefer the later here. And then we have the final chord, the C sharp minor. Now you need a bar here on the 4th fret from the A string and down, 5 strings. And the rest will be 6 on D string, 6 on G, and 5th on B. So that's a standard C sharp minor, but you can also do it in the same way here as in the B. You just move up everything here 2 frets up and play that chord. So that will be still here on the 4th fret, A string, and then 6 on D and 6 on G, and then open B and open E. And I prefer to play this one. And the reason for that is because this melody, it goes has a lot of these open notes to it, so it fits better with the melody when you play the strumming here with the same kind of type of chords. Give you the same sound. All right. So there you have the 4 chords we're gonna use, but first we'll look at this cool melody. Okay, so it's based upon C sharp minor, D sharp, and A. Okay. But there's no point to give you the chord D sharp since we're just using it for this melody here. So 1 round of the C sharp sounds like this. And this is the grip, so you have it here on the 4th fret A string and the 5th fret B string. All right. So when you have that grip like this, and I will prefer to have it with your index finger here on the 4th fret A string and with the middle finger on the 5th fret B string, because you need to reach out later out to the 7th fret, so that's the reason, right? So back to this pattern, you're gonna play 4th on A, 5th on B, then open E, and back to 5th on B. So that is 1 round. All right, you're gonna play that for 2 rounds, so that will be. All right, and this is a slower version just to display how it sounds and how it's done. Okay, so 2 rounds of the C sharp. Then we play the D sharp. You will just switch the bass note here and still keeping the rest the same here on the B and E string. So switch the bass string here to the 6th fret A string now, okay? This one. And the rest is the same, so that is one round, so 6A, 5th B, open E, 5th B. You're gonna play that as well for 2 rounds, so together the C sharp and D sharp will be like this, slowly. And then we have the final part left, the A bass notes. So you're gonna play 3 rounds of this pattern. Okay, so 3 rounds of that. And you're gonna play that in the same way. You just switch the bass note now to the open A. So 1 round will be open A, and then still 5th B, open E, 5th B. That is 1 round. You play that for 3 rounds, so. And then comes this ending here on the 4th round, so to speak. So that will be sound like this. And that is 7th on the E string. And then open E. And 5th B. And back to open E. So that is the ending. So this A here was 3 rounds of, okay? And then immediately you play the 7th E, open E, 5th B, open E. And when you do that, I use the pull-off technique here. I play the 7th here with my right hand, and then I pull off with my little pinky, which I'm using on the 7th fret, to get the open E. And then I'm gonna play the rest B, 5th fret and open E again. So I just use my pull-off technique here to get this a little bit faster, so I don't have to work that hard with my right hand. So that's just technique stuff there. So that is the main melody for this one. I'm gonna play 1 chord progression round for this one, a little bit slower, and then I'm gonna speed up to the standard tempo. So let's go for a couple of rounds. So give it a try. It's the same pattern all the time. You just switch the bass note there and it sounds cool. Very, very cool. Like always from the CS. So let's move on here. We will play that intro for 2 rounds and then starts the song. And it starts with the first verse and you're gonna play and continue with this melody for another 4 rounds. So 2 rounds in intro and then 4 rounds in the first verse. That takes us to the first chorus in the lyrics, but if you're still breathing. So yeah, now we need to look at the chords and even a strumming pattern. The first chord will be A. So we will look at the strumming with A and E. Since this strumming is divided into 2 different parts, and you have to think as a pair of chords here, since one strumming pattern overlaps 2 chords. So A is played with the part 1 and E with part 2 and so on with the rest of the chords. So 1 full strumming pattern, I'm gonna demonstrate that for you now with A and E. So let's go. All right, so that is part 1, A. It will be down, down, up, clap. Okay, that's it. So down, down, up, clap. All right. right? And then you quick change to E and play part 2, which is, okay, so that will be up, down, up, clap. So, up, clap. And that's it. So, if we connect these two parts, part 1 and part 2, A and E chord, it will sound like this, slowly. And with some standard speed, it will be like this. All right. And that is how it continues. So let's go over the chords. We have, like we said here, A, part 1, E, part 2, and then you're gonna switch to B. And I prefer, like I said before, to use this open chord, so to speak, for B and this open for C sharp minor. So that is what I'm gonna show you now. So you're gonna play the B, part 1, and C sharp, part 2. If you look at that as one chord progression, A, E, B, and C sharp, you're gonna play that for 2 rounds. So let's go for these 2 rounds. All right. And then we are in the lyrics, still in the middle of this chorus. You've had millions of reasons and so on. So there on millions, you're gonna play A, part 1, then B, part 2, then C sharp, part 1, and E, part 2. You're gonna play that only for this 1 round, okay? So A, B, C sharp, and E. All right, and then we have the final part left in the lyrics, the war in your head. So on war, you're gonna play 1 full round of A, so that means both part 1 and part 2, and then you're gonna end with just 1 down on B, on the in the lyrics worth believing. So on believing, 1 down on B. So A, 1 full round, and then B, just 1 down. Right, so that was the chorus. Now, I'm gonna take you through this chorus so you get the picture of how it sounds fully. So I'm gonna speak me while I'm playing. So let's start with A, and I'm gonna do this a little bit slower. So let's go. A, E, B, C sharp. Again, A, E, B, C sharp. A, B, C sharp, E, A full, and B1. Down. That is your chorus there. All right, so after this chorus comes this post chorus, you can say. The lyrics cause you're still breathing. For two lines there, and that will be the melody for 2 rounds. So you go back to this beautiful two rounds. All right, and then comes the second verse. That one is played in the same way as the first one, and the same goes with the second chorus. So nothing changes there on the second round. After the second chorus comes a bridge part. You're alive, you're survived. All right, so here we're gonna have the same strumming, just a different chord progression. You're gonna play 2 rounds of the C sharp minor to A, to E, to B. Okay, so C sharp part 1, A part 2, then E part 1 and B part 2. If that is one chord progression, C sharp, A, E, and B, you play that for 2 rounds. So let's go for these 2 rounds now. And then it ends with just a vocal part. You're stronger than you know. For 2 lines there. So that is the bridge part, and then it ends again with this third chorus, and that will be played in the same way as the previous choruses. And that is pretty much Citizen Soldiers, Still Breathing. Like always, CS, they makes it and they make it good. So I'm happy for these songs and I'm happy to cover them. So I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, please leave a comment. And yeah, it's wonderful. We got comments here from Citizen Soldiers on this channel, and I'm really happy for that. Great to see you're watching this. And for all you fans, keep on watching, keep on playing. Let's rock and roll. And yeah, like always, play tuned.